All right, this is the part of the podcast where the pussy dries up. Y'all really don't. Yo, never mind. I can't even say Mimi name now after that comment. Well, I just said it. Shout out to her because she hit me up and was like, yo, so you ain't invite nobody out when you go to the Ravens like things. I went to the Ravens den off of Noda. It was packed in there. Look, the semifinals is set, man. We got y'all versus Green Bay. You finally, and I know you were scared. You had to be. I went to bed because I just knew y'all was gonna lose.
I was talking to my brother today. I was like, "That's the maddest I've ever been after a victory." That was damn near a choke job by Kyle Shanahan. The only thing that saved it was the players. I think the players actually was just like, "We got to take this game from the coaches."
Look,
we got to take this. The coaches don't know what the fuck they doing.
I was so ready to clip up. Yo, I'm sending Jonathan Owens back to his girl. Simone, I'm sending your man to you. I was ready to clip that and ask you what I'm about to ask you now. But anyway, we got y'all versus Detroit. Yep. How you think that's gonna go?
Man, we have not really looked great, so I'm not gonna talk shit.
I'm rooting for Detroit.
I'm not gonna talk
but
shit.
I want them. I feel like you'll be a better podcaster if y'all win.
The AFC has the stronger teams though, so even no matter who comes out of the NFC, it's gonna be an uphill battle.
Facts. And do we get to say we're having a black AFC championship?
How?
Well, excuse me.
Yo, Lamar and I'll think about Super Bowl. Yeah, I mean, 75% black. That's qualifies as black.
I do think it was disrespectful for one of y'all who said, yo, it's not a black AFC championship. It is a 3/5 and a black man playing. That's jacked up. I really hope Lamar pulls this off. Kansas City has just been looking good. We are if Kansas City gets to the Super Bowl and somehow wins, y'all really gonna have to start looking at Patrick Mahomes like really, really different.
I mean, like, dude, he's already a really, really good player. So.
Yeah, but we talking about all time.
I mean, all time. Me and Barack had this argument all the time. All time means a long time, right? You got to get there. So, but now his trajectory is great. But I mean, so was Odell Beckham Jr. Odell Beckham Jr. first 3-4 years in the league. Shit, maybe 5 years in the league.
It wasn't 5.
Yeah, it was like 4.
Odell gave y'all one good catch, and then we threw him into superstardom.
Like he had his first 3 years. I think the dude was like, all his numbers were behind like Jerry Rice and Randy Moss.
We talking about a guy who in 7 years going to win like possibly 3 Super Bowls. That's what we talking.
But again though, you got to look at the rest of your career, right?
Oh, facts.
He got another 8 years ahead of him.
Oh yeah, but that's what I'm saying. We getting into
like
this dangerous.
He could turn into fucking Rich Gannon.
He could.
You know, so it's like, yo, you got to get there, right? Yeah. A lot of this is, Andy Reid. Like Andy Reid took an option quarterback in Donovan McNabb. Mm-hmm. We didn't even know what Michael Vick was, right? Mm-hmm. Made him look like a great quarterback. Alex Smith was washed. He had Alex Smith throwing for 4,000 yards. Yeah. Now he got Patrick Mahomes, who actually has talent, probably the most talent. Well, Mike Vick's probably the most talented player, but he was old. But so. Okay, I don't know. I know we want to get Patrick Mahomes there, right? But Andy Reid is showing himself to be a quarterback guru, right? So if
Andy Reid first ring came with who?
It came with Patrick.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they need each other, right? It's Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan. It's Kobe Bryant, Phil Jackson.
You got to be on that court. I mean, you got to put in the work. I love the coaches, man, but we talking about.
Yeah, you got to put in the work, but it's like, hey, look at Andy Reid's track record, right?
Look at
the court. What would Donovan McNabb been, without Andy Reid? What was Michael Vick without Andy Reid?
No Super Bowls.
I mean, they got there though. They got to championship games, and they got the championship is the cherry on top. It's not the Sunday. Like the season and the playoffs. That's the Sunday, right? The Super Bowl is the cherry on top. Like, yeah, we won.
Mike does this because he's a Jerry West fan. He don't like when y'all throw in Jerry West fake stats. He don't win enough.
Jerry West, third best all time. What else we got, man? What else we got?
I told y'all how this was gonna end. I gave y'all the play-by-play.
Like, who was that?
I told y'all Josh Giddy was going to be A-OK.
Well, yeah.
Now he couldn't go to Chet's high school retirement party, and as you shouldn't be allowed. You can't be around minors, bruh. Not now, because them
not
minors,
anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
But I knew how this was gonna go down. I'm not surprised.
I'm not surprised either, but I mean, part of the reason is, again, we as a community will gang up on ourselves. The other community does not, even if you're not from their community and you look similar to them. Right?
Okay.
So what Josh get, nothing about this surprised me, right? But here's the thing, right? Even the people that would have jumped on it didn't jump on it, right? The Jamel Hills and all the usual suspects. So, I mean, is this a failure of media? Because we can say that, but I assure you, if that was not Josh Giddy, if that was Brandon Miller, this shit would be on fucking ESPN every goddamn day.
Yeah.
Right? They would have made it an issue, right?
Yeah.
Just they did not make an issue. And it just and again, it's one of those things where it's like, yo, we do have to understand that, like, not only is the media unfair, but a lot of times we're unfair to our fucking selves. The whole Josh Giddy thing, the only thing I've ever wanted to point out on that situation was they did exactly what they did to Dana White. They treated that shit like it never happened.
Didn't happen.
So
we gotta innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah. They got what do they call it? Due process. So, and we don't get due process, and I don't think it's unfair to use Dana White and Josh Giddy as examples of, like, hey, can we extend that grace also to black men? Right? Can we extend due process? Or ignoring the shit. I mean, like, evidently, you just ignore shit, it just goes away. But can we at least extend due process, right? Innocent until proven guilty.
Well, y'all did that with Carmelo.
Carmelo, that might be the most problematic example that you could bring up. I mean, a dude from Louisiana that wears cowboy hats, that lived in Utah, that I'm not sure like black people.
Well, I mean, he got a 14-year-old pregnant.
I'm not a
and the
Carmelo
NBA
fan.
clinked that.
I'm not a Carmelo fan.
Nobody is.
Yeah, I don't even think his kid. Well, obviously his kids is because the way he treats his kids.
Facts. Yeah, I get that. I looked at it and was saying, I just knew how that was gonna happen. And you know, I do want, especially people on TikTok, Instagram, especially when they hear us talk about these situations, it's kind of like, we know the media brings shit up, but they don't press the issue.
They don't. Well, not only do they not press it, but, you know, the normal megaphones don't press it.
Facts.
So it's like, yo,
that's what we're trying to get to.
Yeah.
So, hey, Josh Giddy is going through a situation, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. There's an investigation. Cool. Next.
Exactly.
You know?
So when we see that, I don't think it's unfair to point out that, like, hey, you know, this grace that y'all giving, you know, non-blacks, can we extend this grace to black men? Only thing black men are saying is like, yo, can you stop picking on us, right? We're not the whipping boy.
Facts.
If we fuck up, that's on me, right? But don't pile on me, and then don't pile on the other motherfucker that do shit that's worse than my shit.
Facts. I'm here to say, Richard Sherman, you got to go. I'm never going to advocate for a black man to lose his job. You have another job. So I feel comfortable in saying.
What's your right with Richard Sherman?
Every week he gets on Undisputed. I don't watch Undisputed like I used to. I am very much a Skip track record on picking the right black person to be on the show with him. He's currently 2 out of 3. Because this current set is trash. It's done. It's cooked. Let's go ahead and let's send everybody back home. But my issue with Richard Sherman is every week Richard Sherman seeks out to go viral by trying to put Skip in his place. And I think sometimes when you do that, you ruin the viewer experience. Skip has always, since First Take, Skip has been very adamant on, I don't believe kickers should be involved in football. They're nothing but soccer players who lose too many games.
Which is a hot take, right?
But he's been like that for the last 20 years. So I'm respecting it. I don't agree with it. It is what it is.
Part of the game.
Yeah, and plus,
I wish FanDuel would bring it back. I like it. I liked it.
Like Keyshawn and Richard Sherman said, yo, you talking about something that's been in the game for 100 years. Nobody's finna, because you're upset. But, you know, every chance he get, Skip, you know you never played. Skip, you know you never did this. And it's like, bro, like, all right, you keep doing that. And it's just like, dude. And he keeps saying stuff. And even this last week, Skip was like, hey, what's up? Like, and the last 2 weeks, you know, and most people don't know. I mean, if you're really into sports, you remember when him and him and Skip got into it on First Take. And that's the reason why he never spoke to Skip. And that's was supposed to be that big draw. Is like, hey, we got over that. Now we're co-workers.
So I think Skip misread the room, because Richard Sherman has never been like the dude who, like, black men be like, oh, let me tune in for Richard Sherman right now on any show.
Facts.
So
facts.
So to your previous point, right? Skip, say what you want, but he made Stephen A. Mm-hmm. Say what you want, but he made Shannon.
Facts.
Right? So there is this ideal of, like, shit, we need to find a Skip to put us on, right? Mm-hmm. But there has to be a deference that's given to a man that's putting you on. And when you come off as cocky and arrogant, mm-hmm. it's going to produce a terrible product or a terrible show. Yeah. But, I mean, that's always been Richard Sherman. I'm a 49er fan, so I had way more exposure to Richard Sherman than I care to ever have, right? And I as a player, I always felt that he positioned himself like, I'm an all-time great, mm-hmm. when he was just on an all-time great team. But the way that he would speak to individuals, the way that he would speak to players on the 49ers is what I'm remembering. Like that, that player is still, that's who he is now on the show. Yeah, like that guy that's going to be like, I'm going to say I'm better than you, right? Like, mm-hmm. how many times have Richard Sherman told us that he went to Stanford?
Oh, all the time.
All the time, he right?
That. He loves that.
So it's like, we don't hear Marshawn telling us he went to Cal, mm-hmm. right? We don't have Deshaun telling us he went to Cal, mm-hmm. right? But Richard Sherman, like, how many Southern Cal players are in the league, right? But Richard Sherman's going to always let you know he went to Stanford. That's his personality. Right or wrong, he do need to understand that at the end of the day, Skip set two guys up, mm-hmm. on a crazy trajectory.
And he wanted everybody to pray for you when you was outside your father-in-law house. I'm going to say that.
I'm going to bring it up.
Well, I'm bringing it up. Yeah. It's like that man, he had the number one show at the time.
Yeah.
You know what he said? I hope he gets help. I hope he needs prayer. I don't really want to, him and Shannon was like, hey, we really don't want, this is troubling to see, but we hope he gets the help. And he turns around 6 months later and offers you a job. Now, with that also being said, I would say this, Skip, my advice to you, Jalen Rose said he is being paid by somebody to sit at home and not go on sports TV. You need to figure out how much money that is, bro, and you need to double it right now, because basketball season when football in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, we not trying to hear Keyshawn, Richard Sherman, and Michael Irvin discuss LeBron James for the next 6 months. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. Y'all show about to tank. The Miami Heat should Udonis Haslem got his jersey retired.
I love it.
Me too.
I love it. Career player, 20 years there. For all intents and purposes, he's a locker room guy. Mm-hmm. They call the guy Cap. If you follow basketball, that's kind of what they used to call Kareem back in the day, for being a locker room influence. And teams can retire whoever jersey they want, man.
Facts.
Paul Pierce got to be the saltiest great player I've ever seen in my life.
I don't like him.
I have no idea, man. Like, I don't know. Like, was his dad in his home? No, I always ask that question.
He got the weird
this dude is salty about everybody and everything, man.
Everything. He gonna die miserable, bro. Like, it's kind of sad to like watch it here. It's like he's like, yo, you rode the coattails. It's like, yo, clearly, look, Udonis Haslem was over there telling other people like, yo, you're not gonna talk to Eric Spoelstra like this. You're not gonna act like this is how we behave. This is how the culture is down here. All the players love him. He ain't afraid of nobody. When it's time to get in there and act a fool, he's down for it.
Yeah.
So I like that they retired his jersey, and it's just like, dude, why do you care what the Miami Heat doing?
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it.
You need to figure out why they bust your ass when your jersey got retired. Like, come on now. Let's play